Students, we are starting the discussion on the fast Fourier transform algorithm, which is a very important algorithm that has applications in signals and systems and many other scientific applications. Basically, the fast Fourier transform algorithm is an algorithm to multiply two polynomials in a very fast manner. So to understand the fast Fourier transform algorithm, what we'll do is we'll first try to understand what is a polynomial and what kind of polynomial representations exist. A polynomial in variable x or an algebraic field f represents a function a of x as a formal sum. A of x is equal to summation of j varying from 0 to n minus 1 a of j x to the power of j. A0, A1, so on up to an minus 1 are the coefficients of the polynomial and are drawn from the field f. A polynomial has a degree k if the highest non-zero coefficient is ak. There are different polynomial operations such as addition, multiplication, subtraction, etc. Subtraction can be treated as similar to addition. For example, a polynomial addition a of x plus b of x will result in another polynomial c of x. To write in a mathematical form, c of x will be summation j varying from 0 to n minus 1 cj of x to the power of j. When we add two polynomials a and b, every coefficient cj can be obtained by adding the corresponding coefficients aj and bj. Polynomial multiplication is slightly different. We may have to multiply each term in one polynomial with all the other terms in the polynomial. So if you are going to multiply n degree polynomial, 2n degree polynomials, you will get a 2n degree polynomial c of x. Say for example, if you want to get c of x as a multiplication of two polynomials a of x and b of x, it is nothing but c of x will be equal to summation j varying from 2n minus 2 cj x to the power of j, where cj is obtained as a summation of k varying from 0 to j ak b of j minus k. Now, there are other operations like division, subtraction, which can be definitely brought into these two major operations, that is addition and multiplication. Now we will switch over to understanding how do we represent these polynomials in a computer, because what exactly we want is to represent polynomials in a computers and also do the operations on the computer. Coefficient representation of a polynomial a of x of degree bound n is a vector of coefficients a0 to an minus 1, generally treated as a column vector. The coefficient representation is a convenient form for certain operations in the polynomial such as evaluation, addition, etc. If you consider the polynomial a of x at a given value of x that is equal to x naught, it can be written as a of x naught will be a naught plus x naught into a of 1 plus x naught into a of 2 and so on. This representation is also referred to as a Horner's representation, and the evaluation which is done using this representation of the polynomial is referred to as a Horner's rule for evaluating the polynomial, and it takes theta of n time. Adding polynomials also take theta of n times, as we know that to get every coefficient of c, we will have to just add the corresponding coefficients of a and b. Multiplication of polynomials will require theta of n square times using the technique which we have just outlined. Now switching over to the next type of representation, which is prevalent in computers, the point value representation. A point value representation of a polynomial a of x of degree bound n is a set of n point value pairs such as x0, y0, x1, y1, so on up to xn minus 1, yn minus 1. It is nothing but a two representation of n different points on the polynomial, such that all of xk are distinct and yk is obtained as a of xk, where a of x is the polynomial representation which we already have discussed. A polynomial has many different point value representations, since one can use uh, any distinct endpoints x0 to xn minus 1. Computing a point value representation for a polynomial given in coefficient form is in principle straightforward by selecting n distinct points and then evaluating a of xk for k equal to 0 to n minus 1. And by using the Horner's method, the evaluation will require theta of n square time, because each evaluation takes theta of n times. And this can be accelerated to time of theta of n log n using the method which we are going to outline further. Then that is nothing but the fast Fourier method or the fast Fourier transform method. The inverse of evaluation, called interpolation, is also well defined. The method uses Van der Waals matrix, and this one takes theta of n cube time. There are other methods also. A faster algorithm for n-point interpolation is based on Lagrange's formula, and it takes theta of n square time. We will not go into the details of that. So the problem of n-point evaluation and interpolation are well defined, and inverse operations take theta of n square times. The point value representation can be easily used for addition if two polynomials are defined at the same points x0 to xn minus 1, and it is achieved in theta of n times. Similarly, the point value representation can be used for multiplication of polynomials, provided both polynomials are described using the same points x0 to xn minus 1, and the time complexity of this is also theta of n. A fast multiplication of polynomials in the coefficient form, if you want to achieve this, we may have to convert the coefficient form back to the point value form and then back to the coefficient form. The point value representation of a polynomial can be used for fast multiplication of the polynomials which are represented in coefficient form by converting them to the point value form. If the evaluation points are carefully chosen, polynomials in the coefficient form can be converted to a point value form in theta of n log n time. It can be shown that if the evaluation points are chosen as complex roots of unity, we can compute the point value form by taking the discrete Fourier transform of the coefficient vector. Similarly, the inverse operation of finding the coefficient vector can be done using the inverse discrete Fourier transform. The fast multiplication of polynomials in coefficient form can be outlined as given here. Let us say there are two polynomials a0 to n minus 1 and b0 to bn minus 1. You can convert that into point value representation by evaluating the polynomials at 2n roots of 2nth roots of unity, that is a of omega 2n of 0 and so on. Similarly, beta of omega of 2n of 0 and so on. Next, what we do is we pointwise multiply, that is a of omega 2n of 0 multiplying b of omega 2n of 0 and so on, and we get the corresponding multiplied values. These are nothing but the y values of the multiplied polynomial. Now again we can interpolate using what we call as an inverse discrete Fourier transform and get the coefficient c0 to cn minus 1. So the total evaluation time for this one will be theta of n log n using the asymptotic notation format. The same thing, the procedure is going to be outlined here. Dual degree, we'll have to do a dual degree bound, create coefficient representations of ax and bx as degree bound 2n by adding a n high order zero valued coefficients. Then we evaluate or compute point value representation of ax and bx of length 2n by applying the fast Fourier transform of order 2n on each polynomial, and these representation contain values of two polynomials at 2nth roots of unity. Then we pointwise multiply, that is compute point value representation of polynomial c of x equal to a of x into b of x by multiplying y values together at each point. This representation contains the value of cx at the 2nth roots of unity. Now we do interpolation, that is, we are going to perform an inverse fast Fourier transform to compute the inverse discrete Fourier transform to get the coefficient representation of C of x. This method achieves in big O of n log n time multiplication of two polynomials in a coefficient form. So this is the outline of using FFT for polynomial multiplication. Later we'll discuss, in the next video we'll discuss the fast Fourier transform algorithm, the discrete Fourier transform and the theory behind that. Thank you.